no Chinese money to Texas universities. It's December 3rd, 2024, and these are your headlines. A new measure has been filed in the Texas House that aims to block universities from accepting funding from China, Russia, North Korea, and Iran, their governments. State Representative Giovanni Capriglione filed House Bill 173. The new legislation lists certain specific countries and entities that higher education institutions in Texas will no longer be permitted to accept gifts and grants from. In addition to China, Russia, North Korea, and Iran, the act mentions that universities cannot solicit grants from governments that have provided material support to foreign terrorist organizations. Governor Greg Abbott recently directed state entities, including funds controlled by higher ed institutions, to block new investments in China and to simultaneously divest from any existing holdings tied to the Chinese Communist Party. Governor Abbott also directed public institutions of higher ed to take steps to safeguard intellectual property. A Texas Department of Public Safety trooper arrested a male who was seen carrying a child across the Rio Grande in what DPS is calling a child smuggling incident. After seeing the event unfold, troopers initiated a traffic stop on the truck, allegedly holding a child in Del Rio. During the stop, troopers discovered a 5-year-old female from Mexico. She'd been carried over by a smuggling guide. The child's mother, identified as Dolores Lopez, is a temporary resident staying in North Carolina and was inside the truck that the little girl was placed into. Lopez told troopers she found a smuggling organization on the internet and they agreed to smuggle her daughter into the U.S. for the price of $8,000. Troopers arrested the smuggler, identified as permanent resident Roman Ibarra Rojo, from Mexico. He was charged with smuggling of persons younger than 18 years of age, and he has a previous smuggling arrest from 2022. Rojo later confessed that he was going to be paid $1,000 to smuggle the little girl. Lopez and her daughter were referred to U.S. Border Patrol and DPS as conducting a follow-up investigation and pursuing charges against the mother for endangering a child.
What are the important things out there in Texas politics and Texas news that matter to you, and what can you do about it? That's what we want to bring you with the Luke Macias Show on a weekly basis for 20 to 30 minutes. That way you can get the information and go do something for the rest of your week. I look forward to coming to you every Wednesday.
A proposal by Representative Steve Toth would require school districts to enforce single-sex bathroom spaces and changing facilities. Under House Bill 1014, multi-occupancy bathrooms would be designated for use based on biological sex. Changing facilities, like locker rooms and shower rooms, also would apply under the proposal, regardless of whether curtains or walls separate each stall. Some school districts, like Keller ISD, have already instituted similar policies to prevent gender-confused students from using the bathroom of the opposite sex. The measure provides exceptions for anyone needing to enter the space for a custodial purpose, as well as for individuals assisting a student using a facility, including employees and parents or guardians. If a school district does not enforce the law, it would be liable for the personal injury of a student or faculty member. A district that fails to comply would also be liable for a civil penalty of $100,000 for each violation. Another proposal, House Bill 239 by Representative Valerie Swanson, solidifies single-sex private spaces on a wider scale. It would define the term to mean restrooms, locker rooms, changing rooms, shower rooms, family violence shelters, correctional facilities, and sleeping quarters. The proposal also applies to any state agency, including government-run buildings, state-run hospitals, public schools, and institutions of higher education. For more of today's stories, go to TexasScorecard.com.